Hey guys, Zen here, and today we're back with a brand new video. Today we're going over the latest news for Rainbow Six Siege, but also there's a bit about the upcoming Rainbow Six quarantine that, well, it's somewhat unfortunate, so let's get into it. Guys, before we begin, check out my sponsor, Nau Drinks. Right now, they have an amazing buy one bag, get one bag free special for us here on the channel, and there's only 3 days left to enjoy this incredible deal, and I hope you do. Of course, code ZEN gets you 10% off anything else store-wide, and so click the top link in the description and enjoy it for yourself. First up, I want to talk about Rainbow Six Quarantine, the new co-op Rainbow game that features operators from Rainbow Six Siege. Recently, Ubisoft announced that Quarantine, along with a few other of their titles, have been delayed. At first, Quarantine was expected to launch as early as March of 2020, so it honestly wouldn't have been too long to wait here. But it has since been delayed, and the earliest any of us can expect to see this one is now late April 2020, but it will most likely be much further out. Now, Ubisoft CEO came out about exactly why this is, and for whatever reason, I find this fascinating. He claims that the delays are a result of the more recent big titles not being received well, and the post mentions Ghost Recon Breakpoint as an example. Now, yes, the more recent titles like Breakpoint haven't been super exciting, if we're being honest, and those that love these games have felt a little let down by the overall quality of these games. Ubisoft says it's because live games are launching too closely together, and new features aren't given enough time to be perfected and optimized. So guys, why does all this matter? Well, not only does this have an effect on Quarantine, a game I'm personally really looking forward to, but I believe we're seeing a small rippling effect of this in a game we currently love, Rainbow Six Siege. It's no secret that at least here in year 4, there's been some controversy over some of the recent seasons, namely Phantom Sight, and one of the biggest pieces of feedback I've heard over the time has been to have the devs pull back on new content and even introduce an Operation Health 2.0 as a way to give them more time to develop better content. Now, I don't want to ramble on about this for too long here, but I'm curious if you agree. Have you been pleased with the quality of Ubisoft's latest titles recently? And also, do you think Siege should at some point pull back and introduce an Operation Health 2.0? Let me know your thoughts. For me, especially with Rainbow Six Quarantine, I don't want to see just a tacked on co-op Siege or something that's just a ripoff of Outbreak, the previous event of year 3. Now, I have been a little nervous about the implementation of existing operators into the game because the operators in Siege are designed for PvP, competitive PvP at that, and so it'll be interesting to see what an operator like Vigil, who's confirmed for Quarantine, might do and how the ERC-7 will work, if that's the gadget that'll be implemented in the first place. So all in all, Quarantine may be a holiday 2020 release, but if it means a higher quality experience, then I'm all for it. Next up, we can discuss the recent cheating epidemic that's been an ongoing discussion from within the community, and it's because apparently this was close to being $1 million industry. Yeah. Cheating in Siege. Let's talk about it. So, Ubisoft is actually suing the creators of a popular cheating site for up to $25,000 per offense. This site offered up a monthly subscription to players that apparently allowed for you to see through walls, increase weapon damage, enable no recoil, and even more than that, which the majority of us have experienced in some form or another during a match. Now, even though Ubisoft has done most everything they can do at this point to combat cheaters, it's gone further up, and now some of these sites that they've mentioned in the past have full-blown lawsuits out against them. The one question I have about this actually extends out to my console supporters. What about the ongoing and what seems like everlasting effect of keyboard and mouse use on the console platforms? When there are these kinds of issues, it doesn't allow for a level playing field, and so I'm genuinely curious about how Ubisoft plans to combat this and keep the game healthy on console as well. As far as the current state of cheating in Rainbow Six Siege, I'd say things feel much better than they did in late Phantom Sight, and at the very least, rollback is basically always working because I'm greeted almost every day with a message that I've either lost or gained ELO based on matches with a cheater. This is the worst part of any competitive game, but it's really positive to see the devs taking it very serious and working to shut down these companies' operations that literally thrive on creating fake champions through exploits. But I don't want to leave my console guys out of the discussion either, and there's work to be done there as well. So this is actually a pretty big deal and is honestly a huge deal for the future of cheating and that kind of overwhelming experience on Siege, and so this is genuinely a good thing. Now, finally guys, I just wanted to share some thoughts about the recent Halloween event, the Doctor's Curse, because, well, many of you have been asking, so let's do it. The first thing I want to say is that regardless of what comes out of it, even having these events that are just added to the game is amazing, and better yet, they're free. I don't think people realize how much work goes into all of this stuff, and when it finally does go live, there are actual people out there that are impacted by the the feedback and ultimately by what you think of their work. So I'll say that this event was fun for the time that I sunk into it, and of course the aesthetic upgrades were well done. However, personally, I enjoyed both Showdown and Rainbow is Magic a little more, and I think when it comes to this one, it's probably because all the normal mechanics of the game were switched out for this hide and seek loop that frankly you're either a huge fan of and love and you can play all day, or it gets a little tiresome quickly. Now, I realize not everyone agrees, but for me, this one just wasn't my best cup of tea. Now, of course, it is just one event in a year filled with them, so hopefully, at the very least, this can serve as a little bit of feedback. Now, one big redeeming factor of this event, and something I'd love to see in all future events, is the fact that this time around, the premium packs can be unlocked with Renown. It's still the same great system of no duplicates, so no worry there. Just now, you're able to buy them with in-game Renown. Now, it still isn't cheap at all. You'll have to have over 300k Renown to do so, and honestly, I don't think I've ever had that much all at once, but the option is there and not many other games can say the same thing. Now, the devs did an interview with IGN where they mentioned that since Showdown, they want all the events to feature unique and exclusive gameplay mechanics like we see with this event here, and I'm really curious to know what the next event does in terms of this. In general though, Doctor's Curse I think is a step in the right direction. There's unique gameplay, a cute story, and the ability to purchase premium packs with Renown. There is a bit of an issue with balance, but I don't know guys, I almost feel like that's the point, to kind of just let loose and have fun with overpowered and ridiculous mechanics. But of course I want to know how you guys feel about the latest event in Siege, and so sound off down below. I'll meet you there. But that's it guys, another packed video, another day with yours truly, and I thank you for joining me. There's a lot of stuff coming here on the channel, and I think it's just best to be honest with you guys. The face reveal, a rebrand, and new content additions being added to the channel are coming, and overall I'm excited about what's next. The only thing left to do is thank you guys. You've blessed me with this incredible opportunity and have just supported everything from the sponsors I work with to just experimenting here on the channel with videos. You're there and I appreciate it. But enough of that. Less talk, more action as the saying goes. And so I'll see you all very, very soon. Now though, I want to hear your thoughts about everything we discussed in this video, so leave everything in a comment down below. If you did enjoy this video, please drop a like and subscribe with notifications if you're new. With that being said, it's been Zen. I'm out.